thank the very good people who gave us the victory, and I want to take this opportunity to thank them and for their support, and also the 2 million people who did not listen to Doctor and voted MPP. We want to thank them that this time around they should basically give us a hearing and let us improve their lives. Look, let me make this point. I think we are making it about a Dr. Bawumia decision. It's not. It's a party decision. The party would have to make a decision at a point. We know that I'm happy everybody is clapping for the early election of the flag bearer. When we stood our ground and we decided that that was the best for the party, and we were internal and we understood what was going on, we realized that if we have gone through the polling station and all the things that we are to do to get to national, the party will be split into multiple parts. Because we saw what happened in 2022, we saw what happened in 2023, and I was part of the process because I contested. So I had a front view of what can happen if we allow the internal processes that we go from polling stations, elections, all the way to national. We thought, no, let's do the flag bearer. Let's take that cherry off the table. Let's do that, and everybody can go through the election. But look, I'm happy everybody is clapping that it was a good thing. Now, after we have done the polling station, the coordinators, the constituency, the regional, and the national, we have a new neck, right? So we will have a new set of executives. Retention is about 85%, but there will be a new set of executives in the party. There will be a new national chairman. There will be a new national executives who will now sit at neck. At that point, if the party feels that there is a new approach, there's a new look that the party wants, they might want to look at the parliamentary party and say, look, what changes do we make? So that is not a Bawumia decision. I honestly think that, yes, he sits as the leader of the party, will have an input. But I think it will be a neck decision somewhere in September, October, what happens in the parliamentary caucus. And I think the parliamentary caucus is also represented at NEC, and they would also make their input into it. So I don't really want us to make it a Dr. Bawumia decision.
If Bawumia doesn't want it, will it happen?
No. I think that as a leader of the party, as the flag bearer of the party, his voice will carry sway. At NEC, you really have to lobby and get the people to your decision. So you have to carry the people along. The president and the leader or the flag bearer of the party always have to play the neck game.
So if he takes a position and he loses it, that should also tell us whether he has the executive or he doesn't.
But what I'm saying is that internally,
that would be a sad commentary.
Internally, we know how the game is played. And I think it will be difficult for the president or the flag bearer to have a position and lose that neck. That means you don't understand how the dots are moved. We know the game. We know how NEC operates. And if the president or the flag bearer wants something at NEC, you have to do extensive consultation before NEC so that when the vote is carried, it now becomes something that you want. Now,
where would you like him to stand for the purposes of the reconciliation?
For the purpose of reconciliation, and that brings me to my second point.
Where would you like him to stand?
Doctor has a heart of gold. Kwadwo Poku, I keep telling him that I have a lot to learn from him. Everybody that knows.
You're a potential energy minister.
Everybody
if he wins
knows
the
that
elections,
everybody knows that I'm combative. I don't know what I am, but no, I don't know what I am. I have no idea what I'm saying.
But you advise him on energy.
Well,
so
yes, I do. But what you advise on and what you become when the party comes, me and Kofi Akoseka, that one I know.
Pardon your own boot.
You see,
Let me think. I've just received a text from somebody in Parliament that says, Paul, I just heard you. It's settled. And not Domprey will become. I mean, I can't mention his name, but.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I just heard.
Well,
another Domprey will become. That's all he says.
Well, that's fine. Maybe
I don't know whether that's
somebody's
true,
being mischief somewhere, but for us, we don't know what's going on.
You see, the space is changing again, no?
Yes. Yes.
So now let me start from this. Look, everybody that knows me knows I'm combative. Doctor is 100% different from me. He has heart of gold. Look, for the things the man went through, the things that were said about him. Look, Kwadwo Poku issued multiple statements, videos in his defense, especially on the tribal issues, right? And most people have seen those videos. I don't think it will be so quick for me a day after to be hacking people like Sticker. That's my personal opinion, right? If I won this election and the things that were said about me and the things that Sticker said about me, I went to school with Sticker. I don't think I'll be opening my doors to Sticker very soon. It will take time for me to calm down. That's me, Kwadwo Poku. Doctor is different. We saw how he's opened his doors. Everybody has walked in. Staker went and hugged him. And he wants all of us to learn from him.
People have seen you largely as a moderate like Dr. Bawumia, and now you are...
No, I'm not. If you know me very well, you know that I'm not. I'm learning from him, but I'm very combative. I can't easily forgive. That's why people say that I wear my emotions up my sleeves. I can't be a politician. But we are human, right? But, Samson, there are two approaches. Doctor will open the door. He stands in with a good heart. But the people walking through that door, do they have a good heart? Unity is a two-way street. And that is my problem now. People say that we should have unity. Yes, we want unity. But the people coming through that door, are their heart pure? Are they coming in just to now undermine and say, see a kind?
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face.
Thank you. There's none.
You
You see, so we are being careful. Unity is definitely key. We need that to win. But Paul said, in opposition, we've had the past. But this is not ordinary times. The posture, the demeanor, and the authority of Nana Akufo-Addo is different. Doctor is not the same.
So why will Afenyo be on the table, on agenda? Is it because of his leadership or his failure to put his weight behind Dr. Bawumia?
I don't think...
And like Paul disclosed from one of the MPs, I'm getting a confirmation that Anadompre will be the one.
See, now, let me... fortunately or unfortunately, I was talking to my brother Kofi here. It's not everything I can say on air, right? But there were some happenings that a lot of people were not comfortable with.
About his leadership?
About what transpired close to the election. There are instances that I can speak on air, but certain things that some people were not comfortable. And you see that he felt that the day after the election, he gives a statement. You remember? So he's made this statement where he said, with Kennedy, and he felt he has to come and say that. Ask yourself, why did he have to come and make that statement? Because there were happenings close to the election, on day of election, that some people were not comfortable with. And he himself, on hindsight, that's why he came and said certain things. So if Parliament is up to something, I'm not privy to. I'm hearing this for the first time. But I think that it's not a Dr. Bawumia decision. It is a party decision. Maybe they will not leave it till the new neck.
But you have settled it that even though it's not a Dr. Bawumia decision, if Dr. Bawumia doesn't win that vote, whichever place he stands, we can say it's a Dr. Bawumia decision. Because if Dr. Bawumia decides that he wants him retained, it will be done.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Well, he can.
Necessarily.
But at the point that
Mahama
wants to play that hand.
If Dr. Bawumia wants him moved, he'll be moved. Nothing will change it. Dr. Bawumia is the dominant leader of the party today. Okay. Whatever he wants is
it doesn't make him a dictator.
No, it's not dictatorship.
Yes, so
you were saying what? That Mahama was not in support of the changes in Parliament.
What we saw under the NDC, Haruna, is not the way it was done.
Oh, is it not the other way rather?
No, it's not the case.
Are you sure?
That was what is the law?
Are you sure?
I mean, if you are close to the system, you understand.
The party advises.
The party
advises. The
presidential candidate.
The party is the party that.
But MPP now have Bawumia as a leader because their neck is not in place. They are now going to have a neck. So he's the leader until June.
Okay. So could you briefly also about the dynamics of the win, the election itself?
Yes.
There were times that you were scared. Your camp. Especially earlier on, about 2-3 months before the election. There were times that you were scared. Of course, I speak to some of you.
Let me tell you, if there was a time we were scared, it's not earlier on. The time that we were scared, I'm giving too much now. If there were times that we panicked a bit, it was a week to the election. When we did that, when we were in Ashanti. It wasn't earlier. We were confident we were going to win. But in Ashanti, we now chanced on a list that the Ken camp has made that they are winning. About 12 constituencies. And for us, it was like, hold on. What is it that they know that we don't know?
Paul believed in that list. You go ahead. Finish your point.
Let me say, I was going to say something. This panic that you went through at the last minute, I went through it as soon as the campaign started. And that's why I went to see Ken. Because I was listening and I was hearing everything. I said, hey, are we going to lose this thing? So let me go and understand what they are doing that is making people all that. No, I saw El Bernard. I said, El Bernard, is it true? He said, I tell you, it will happen. Nah. And then people like you gave encouragement that forget about prophecy. Let's focus on the science.
I don't disbelieve prophecy, but when men of God, quote unquote, are doing campaign, I can tell the difference between
Yes.
He didn't start with a
a man of God doing campaign rather than doing a prophecy.
At the beginning, it was
It's okay.
quiet.
So I don't understand how these prophets don't see the way to solve Ghana's problems. They only see black
let's go
and then they say
let's go
politics.
So let me finish.
Yeah.
So the reason, look, we've campaigned Doctor is the only one that does this 276 constituencies. No other politician in this country.
I think Brian did it.
Nope. Doctor is the only one that did.
276.
To visit the constituencies. Brian started moving them in
Regional,
clusters.
regional.
You know, in clusters.
He did.
He did.
He
Brian
moved.
did.
No, you see, we are coming to do visiting the constituencies is one
bringing
thing.
them together.
Bringing them in clusters and meeting them is a different thing. What I'm saying is
So
that
bring 2-3 constituencies to one.
4 or 5 constituencies to one place is a different thing.
we-
But
okay.
Doctor went to all constituencies. Understand? So what I'm saying is that
Kennedy didn't do all.
no, Doctor is the only one that did.
Then they see.
Now,
Issa says
let
he did all.
before.
Was money.
That's fine. It's not the point I want to make. But when we got to Kumasi, which is the last leg, and we saw 12 constituencies in the Ashanti region, which now we chanced on that Ken saying that he's going to win. Bantima, Inshaeso, AKT Hamon's constituency. Sorry.
Ishiazu was almost split.
Yes, and those, and we now started finding out about why is he. So we started meeting the teams responsible for these constituencies and assigning reasons. For Bantima, for example, his regional coordinator, one Jantua guy, is from there. So he spent a lot of money and do a lot of things in Bantima. So we started to get, look, so now the hard conversation started. Then fine-tuning why and what we can do. That was the only time that there was a bit of low, because the assurances, the vigor, the enthusiasm from that camp was a bit too much. And we think that they can't have that much energy if it was just based on a fluke. So for me, it was that time when we now have to go on the platforms and talk to various people and find out what it is. But as it pans out, he won all those constituencies,
Right.
except the Ahafwano one that he won with Elvis. But look, the spread is good. Everywhere, in the Greater Accra especially.
Yeah.
Greater Accra.
So as you can see on our screen, let's go to the spread, the national spread. And you can see that Bawumia has done a lot better this time.
Yes.
He's won across the country. Yes.
And the most important place is also the Boko Enclave, right?
Right.
The 6 constituencies in that area. We heard a lot about how they don't like him, they don't vote for him, blah, blah, blah. He only lost Binduri. Right? He won Garu, he won Timpani, he won Boko, Pusiga.
Okay, let me go to Kofi now.
So I think...
But a quick comment, as the national party also reorganizes, now we know the people who are throwing their hat into the national chairmanship thing, and they include Wuntumi, right?
Yes, Wuntumi.
And again, there's suggestion, if your party is listening, that your party has been known to be a party of the intellectuals, a party of decent people. You shouldn't be qualifying people like that.
Like who?
Like Wuntumi. What do you say?
Yes. Let me, okay, Paul first.
This issue about you see what your party is, and you see democracy has demerits, and democracy is about numbers. It's important for us when we find people who we think do not fit the bill and are rising, that we use the same democratic credentials to defeat them. Dr. Bawumia was able to defeat his opponents. He didn't cry that you can't have this person as that. He just went to the delegates, told them his story. So we must allow everyone, whoever they are. That's what democracy is.
No, but people who have baggage, that does not lend to credibility. That's the point.
But the general public are going to vote. And so we must convince the delegates that you can't vote for this person because of this. And then we must have a convincing argument. If we don't do that, we'll be overtaken by time. We saw Jerry Rollins rise up and...
Okay, it was Kwadwo Poku.
Let me finish this quickly. Look.
Let Wuntumi run and let him lose.
We seem to think that the delegates don't know what they want to do. Yeah. And we seem to think that a lot. Look, the delegates are the smartest people you can think of. Look, it's not about money. Because if it was money, other delegates will spend Dr. Bawumia. Right?
Other candidates
have spent Dr. Bawumia.
So if you didn't give them money, do you think?
I'm just, look. What I don't know if you don't give money. As I'm saying that it is not about money. The delegates will take your money and still vote otherwise. They do not just go to the whims and caprices of money, right? I've had my uncle called me 2 days ago and had this lengthy conversation about the same conversation about Wuntumi. Chairman Wuntumi is a 3-time regional chairman. Before that, he was 2-time chairman of Bosomtwe.
Some people say people like that
Oh,
were
that's fine. But
a
in
mistake
politics, you see,
that you
in politics,
shouldn't have.
no, in politics, like my brother Paul said, the yardstick is different. You see, it's people's representative, right? Woon to me has a way of mobilizing people. Chairman Woon to me has his politics. You might not agree with it. Does it work? Yes. Mwah. And the people are, yeah.
If he stands elections with a Jakun, Akomia is interested, is it?
I don't know.
If he stands elections with people like this and he wins, it tells about your party.
No. It's the message. Let's now go and look at the message. Dr. stood, did 1 hour every time in every constituency and gave his reasons why all the concern number 1 to number 8 shouldn't be listened to. Dr. stood and gave his vision. If Woon to me craft a message, goes around and tell the delegates why he should be chairman, and Woon to me wins, let's not discount the power.
Kofi,